Okay, welcome back to Factor and Trinomials. Just kind of give you a little review of our previous video. Trinomial that we're going to talk about is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. And I want to show us how to factor when a, right here, is greater than 1. But first, just for a quick review, now, in this case, the a is 1. So you'd say 1 times 6 is 6. And then what are all factors of 6? 3 and 2, and also 1 and 6. Now, since you got a plus right here, 6, that means that your answers have to be all positive or all negative, depending on the sign of your middle term, 5x, which is positive. So I know my answer is going to be x plus. That means both of my factors of 6 has to add up to 5, which is right here. 3 and 2. It doesn't matter the order you put them in, so it's x plus 2, x plus 3. This is the answer I'm looking for. So let's say you have 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. Now we need to do the a times c. A is 2, c is 12, so 2 times 12 is 24. Now I want to list all factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. And notice one thing, as my left is getting closer to making like a U shape going to my right, the 4 and 6, that means the only other number in between there is 5. Well, 5 does not give you 24, so 4 and 6 will be my last factors. That's why I'm doing this in numerical order. Now, since my 12 is positive, and my middle is positive right here, or plus 11x, I need to find out which of these factors can add up to give me this positive 11 or plus 11. 3 and 8. So I'm going to start off saying x plus 3, x plus 8. Now, notice if I FOIL this to try to check it, x times x is x squared. Well, I need a 2 here. So this is my next step. What I'm going to do is the leading coefficient, meaning the number in front of the x squared, which in this case is a 2, I'm going to divide each of my factors by that number. Now, since 3 and 2 does not go into 3 evenly, that 2 I'm going to put in front. So I've got 2x plus the 3 stays where it's at. And now I'm going to say x plus 2 goes into 8 4 times. So this is what I'm looking for. To check to see if I'm correct, we can always FOIL this out. So 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x, and I go under. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is a plus 12. I've got like terms, so 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. That is my original problem. That means that in red, this is the answer we're looking for because we just checked it out. X plus 3, X plus 4. Okay, on this next one, what I want you to do is, if you have some time, I'm going to put down the problem. You pause this video after I finish writing this out and see if you can do this by yourself, doing the steps that I just showed you. And then unpause it and check your work. So my A and C, 3 times a negative 10 gives me a negative 30. So that means I need values. One's going to be positive, one's going to be negative. So all factors of 30. So I'm going to just do the factors, and then we can rotate and switch the sign on any of the factors. So 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, 5 and 6. And notice my last one, 5 and 6, there's no number in between it. It makes that perfect U shape. I've done all my factors. So now what numbers, basically one's a positive, one's a negative, meaning I subtract them to give me this negative 13. Before I put the signs, remember one's positive, one's negative. It does not matter the order at this point. So what two numbers can we subtract to get you a negative 13? Well, 15 and 2. So since it's a negative, then that 15 has to be negative. Now this means you have to put this 15 with the minus and 2 with the plus. So then what we need to do is we need to divide by the leading coefficient right here, 3. So we divide each by 3, each by 3. 3 does not go into 2 evenly, so I'm going to bring this out. So it's going to be 3x plus 2. Now 3 goes into 15 perfectly, so that's going to be x minus 5. This should be my answer. Maybe we come over here and check our work. So I'm going to say 3x plus 2, x minus 5. Check my answer, and you get 3x squared, 3x times a negative 5, which is minus 15x. Go under 2 times x is plus 2x. 2 times a negative 5 is negative 10. Combine my like terms, and I'll get 3x squared minus 13x minus 10. That is my original problem. So these are the correct factors. Now finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another one of these, and I'm going to say negative 8x squared plus 14x minus 3. I'm going to do the exact same way. I'm going to say negative 8 times a negative 3. Negative 8 times a negative 3 gives me a positive 24. So what are all positive numbers? Well, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. So which two can add up to give me this middle term, which is a positive 14? It's going to be 2 and 12. So now I'm going to say x plus 2, x plus 12. Now I need to divide it by my leading coefficient of x squared, which is negative 8. Divide by negative 8 divide by -8. So I can reduce the fraction to make it x. That would make that a -1/4. This would make this the number that can go into both 12 and 8 is the number 4. So 4 goes into 12 3 times. 4 goes into 8 2 times, and it's going to be a minus. Then I'm going to bring my 4 out to make that x, 4x minus 1. Bring my 2 out, 2x minus 3. And this right here should be my factors. So if I check my work, 8x squared minus 14x plus 3 and then you need to look at, okay, why is my signs different? Well, since they're all different, we can multiply by -1. Now you get -8x squared plus 14x minus 3. So this right here, you should have a negative sign there. And that would be my answer. Thank you for listening.